Friday, right? Don't fry anything. Don't smash an egg. There you go. Um, Good dawning, and welcome to another edition of Good Dawning with myself, Mr. Floyd or Josh, and fifth 4 months and five in a week, 2 weeks. Dharma train keeps rolling here. Grateful that you're all here, and yeah. So let's see who's in the chat. Millie, Venus Friday, Bonnie, good dawning. Chris, good dawning. Just watched your card. If you're not watching Chris, he's doing a daily card now. Chris, the volunteer, is doing a daily card from Archangel Gabriel. And if you haven't seen his channeling, is posted on the channel. Or you can go to at Chris the Volunteer, Chris dash the dash volunteer. Or you can go to the channel and go to the community page there, and you'll see Chris right there. And then you can check out his channeling. And also his daily Archangel Gabriel card. I'm not so daily on Isis. Yesterday I had something I had to do, but we will film Isis after today. And before I head off to work. So we will make sure we get that filmed. So it can't take forever today since I have to go to work. But good dawning and welcome. We're grateful you're all here. And yeah, so grateful we're all not in favor to all those who, if you're in the Hurricane Milton area, we did hear get a message from Rooted Willow. Her mom's doing better, so favor to that as well, and favor to her in South Carolina. But yeah, so enjoy the coffee, walk, and hike. All right, whoever's doing that, that sounds awesome. All right, so we'll do some cards this dawning as well. Got the rose quartz, and we'll see where we go from there. And all right, so how are we all doing? Look in the chat here. All right, somebody's taking a walk with a hike with coffee. Sounds good to me. Friday, I'm in love. Yes, grateful. Go to the crystal shop and then off on the weekend. Let's see here. Hi, and thank you for your comment to me in John's live yesterday, which I missed. Still a rookie with navigating the chat. There you go. All right. All right, guys. Hi, everyone. I'll be listening, but I'm going. There's who's going. Okay, Bonnie, out for a coffee, croissant, and then go for a nice hike. That's awesome, Bonnie. Have a blessed dawning. That sounds like a perfect Friday for sure. All right, guys. Well, we're grateful that you're all here. And the Dharma train keeps rolling. We're averaging now seems to be about 200 of you. So grateful. It's the message. It's the message. Saint Germain. And teaching energetics is getting out to the larger audience, and that is good. I am grateful. And we see where this goes. All right. Putting it into gear. Safe and favored travels there, Bunny. All right. So we're going to do some cards real quick. See what the energetic state for today. And we'll, of course, we'll have Isis posted in a... Once we're done here, I will do Isis real quick. Or film Isis, I should say. All right. So we will cut the cards. Restack. All right. Let's see what we have from the bottom of the deck, which would be our energetics. And that's going to be you hold the key to an awakened life. So there you go. Free your mind, and there you go. Set yourself free, right? And the rest of you will follow. Viviani, good dawning. And Viviani will be on the channel the Tuesday, the 22nd, that evening. And this Tuesday is Laura B., where she will be doing cards with way more accuracy, or at least a way better, not better or worse, but she definitely has a way about her with the cards. Yeah, if you need a reading, letspiritguide.com. All right, so you hold the key to an awakened life. Free yourself. So we're going to take the next three cards off the top. We shuffled, and 2, 1, 2, and 3. All right, there we go. That's 4. All right, so the next card is Be the Light, one with the sun. So in order to set yourself free, you must realize that, yes, you are your own source, right? And so you must be the light. But who's blocking? What are you blocking? That's the question. All right. If you're going to be the light, and this is kind of fits here, right? It's a pretty bright card there. So there you go. Once you figure out you're the light, then plunge boldly into life. Quest. What is your quest? Once you realize you're the light, right? So you set yourself free and awaken to, you hold the key to an awakened life. So you realize who you are, right? You're the light. So be it. It's not hard. Then plunge boldly into that life that you choose as the light. Whoa. All right. So then the next card is to be reborn daily. Let go of the past and breathe in your new incarnation. So if you're plunging boldly into life, right? In order to do that, generally we must be reborn. So every dawning is a chance to be reborn. I don't have a set dawn. This is my dawning Monday through Friday set tradition here to do this. I don't have a meditative or anything. And we'll go over the fact that I've never truly honestly had a true sit down meditation, like intentionally. Well, maybe, but not totally. All right. So I read cards a little different. So if you see that, basically it's how spirit through me is telling you to guide energetic. So first off, you have that key. You're the key to your own awakened life. There's nobody else who can hold that key. So set yourself free. I feel like pop on the bus, Gus. Don't need no quarter, right? Pick up the key, Lee, and set yourself free. So be one with the sun. Be the light. Once you set yourself free, then you realize you're the light, right? So you get to be one with your, can't be one with anybody else but yourself. Even if any relationship you have, they show up because you are with yourself. And then they're mirroring how you are one with yourself, right? All right. So then your quest would be to be reborn, to plunge your life, and then you are reborn. So it's pretty simple stuff here. This is great. Energetics. So welcome to your energetic, living, breathing, toroidal fielded universe. All right, so how are we doing out there? Grateful. Another Friday here. So, yeah, where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday we were talking about my hitchhiking. So, yeah, we'll go back to that real quick. My hitchhiking. So, who am I and why am I here? We were talking about on 9/10, right? So, on September 10th, I was leaning up. This is 9/11, right? 9/10, 9/11, the big 9/11, not the one that we just had, right? But the one on 2001. So, on 9/11, 2001, 9/10. We'll start with 9/10. I was leaning up against 50-story building. We left off. I was giving away 3 extra large New York style big cheese giant pizzas, and I'm giving away to the homeless. I guess the slice shop had these pizzas that they didn't sell at lunch, and so they gave them to me. They even reheated them, extra cheese them, and so I'm giving away pizzas to the homeless. And so I call my friend, and turns out he was actually home in Plainfield, Illinois, not in Champaign where he generally lives. He was visiting his parents. So he came and picked us up. 2 hours later, we get this beep, beep, and I'm on the corner of something and right near the Chicago Bulls Stadium. And there we go. So 9/11. So 9/10, we go to my friend's house. I'm going to leave names out just for his sake in case he's watching and he doesn't want his name. But nonetheless, we go to my friend's house and yeah, so we have a steak dinner on 9/10, right? And when we go to sleep, we're in sleeping bags on his floor, right in the living room. They don't have a TV in the living room. What it is. They did have the internet in 2001. So there was one TV in the house, a little black and white thing. But so 9/11, right? So it's 9/11. I am laying on the floor in my boss. He was my old boss when I worked at Holiday Inn doing banquets, and a friend of mine. And he's not home, and his mother comes and kicks me in the stomach, groin, what have you. And my friend Jay, who's hitchhiking with me, kicks us both in the stomach. Get up. The world's ending, and you're sleeping on my floor. So this is 9/11. So 9/10, mind you, I've been hitchhiking. I was literally in the loop in downtown Chicago. Now I'm in somebody's house. So this is, again, your living universe, right? Something's going to happen. Get him off of the streets. They had to evacuate. Every single person inside the loop of downtown Chicago had to get evacuated. So here I am in a house in Plainfield, Illinois. How'd that happen? When just the day before, I was hitchhiking and ended up, it was in Chicago, in the city itself. And so I spent the entire week of 9/11. This is crazy, right? But it's your living universe if you learn to let go and allow. You have to allow. But yeah, so I spent the entire week of 9/11 in somebody's house in Plainfield, Illinois, getting taken care of while the world is kind of doing its thing around it. And I didn't have to hitchhike. I was off the streets. I would have been crazy trying to hitchhike then. Right. And so blessed doesn't even begin to describe it. What's crazier is on 9/11, my friend's father comes home from work, right? He gets home early and he's like, all right, I'm going to do a couple of things. Who drives? Does anybody drive stick shift? That's the second time I've been asked on this entire hitch, right? If I drive stick shift. Jay does not. And so I said, yeah, I drive stick. So this man, I don't know. This is, hands me his keys to his car and his credit card. Crazy, right? So I've got the keys to his car and his credit card. And he's like, go fill up my gas tank if you're staying at my house. Well, we cook you food. I'm like, okay, that works. So it's just crazy. This guy I did not know. I could have driven off. I had a credit card at the time, and in 2001, it's a lot harder to track you down with a credit card than it would be now, right? For sure. And so yeah, we did not have Square or any of the things we have now, but nonetheless, or tap and pay. But nonetheless, NFC chips didn't exist. So yeah, craziness. 9/11, I'm sitting there and somebody's like, here, take my car and take my credit card and go fill up my gas. So yeah, don't ever discount. We'll get back into the story on Monday. Continue me hitchhiking around the United States. But don't ever discount your living universe. We do live in a physically living toroidal field. And if you do realize that the toroidal field that you are living in speaks back to you and really follow, if you can let go. It's like Abraham Hicks is always saying, if you can let go and ride the river, then the toroidal field is going to, the river, the energetics is going to take you if you allow it to take you. But we fight our own energetics. We fight our own universe all the time. We don't get results for what we want in an immediacy, so we take our manifestations back. We react in traumatic ways when there's no need to, and so we just kind of blow up our universes. Yeah. So if you can, that one thing that hitchhiking definitely taught me there was not while you're in it, you don't see it, but when I finally stepped out of and can look back at the hitchhiking experience, that the universe is always there, and there's way more coincidences or synchronicities, really, that explain it even more. But yeah, it gets even goofier. But we're going to do our 15-second project here. So if you're new with us, or if you've been with us, we've been grinding into our 15-second project. And basically, we take 15 seconds every dawning to manifest. We're following what Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and Greg Braden, Abraham Hicks, what the science tells us about creating in our universe. And so to create, we have to bring it forth from ourselves. And to bring it forth from ourselves, we have to physically see it, hold it, so to speak, within our frame, within us, and feel it. Feeling is almost more important than anything else. You can feel the effect or reaction of having what you want without actually physically seeing it and still manifest it, but you cannot manifest it just by seeing it without feeling it. So feeling is the most important component if you're trying to manifest something in your universe. And do keep in mind, everything that you see and have in your universe is just a reflection of the vibration of where you are now. And you've manifested it. If you have a job, I mean, that's manifesting. You have to create something. So you created it. You brought it forth, whether it's a job you want or not. If you have a place to live, so you had to manifest it. You had to create that. And that had to start with the thought, I need a new place to live. I need a place to live. The place I live now is not suiting me, whatever it might be, or I need to move out of where I'm at. And so now you have a new place, right? And wherever you are now. That had to be manifested in some sort of fashion energetically. So that's what we're doing here on the Good Dunning Show, is really working with energetics and teaching you, myself, I'm learning this just as well, through Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael, and Isis and whatnot, how our energetic universe works, and that we're all it's all energetics. That's really what and how to utilize energetics to build your universe and be free. within yourself. So we're going to take 15 seconds again to ground into our project. If you're new with us, all you have to do if you're watching this in the replay or rewind is just pause the video for a second. Or if there's something you've already been manifesting, just bring it up. Our drop date has been and is November 11th. We want to see what we're going to create by the 11th of November, which would be 1 month from today. So there we go. So what can we create? What can you create in 30 days? Technically, if you don't reach back, the biggest thing is when we manifest is we reach backwards and cancel the manifestation by either not seeing it in our show up fast enough, so we get angry and cancel it, or worthiness, we don't feel worthy about having it. So we'll see, like if you're looking for a relationship and you see a happy couple, you'll go, I'm not worthy of that. And even if you've manifested or been putting it out there, you want a car, so you start manifesting it, but then you dig into finances and you don't see how you can afford it. So you, no matter what, you just wipe the idea of the car right off the plate. You kill it by saying, I am not going to be able to afford that. And you just, boom. By saying, I'm not going to be able to, you're telling the universe, fine, create that situation for me that I'm not going to be able to. So keep all that in mind. It's your living universe there, and your words are spells as well. And create what you want or don't want in your universe. And yeah, we're still wearing the Moldavite. It's a little bit less burny with the way I'm wearing it purposely, but otherwise, I feel like if I took my shirt off, there'd be a nice burn mark in my chest. But Moldavite will, if you are walking like that, straight, I mean, it's like, hello, hi, how are you? That's, you can't slouch when you're wearing Moldavite. It's kind of that energy. It's like, all right, you've got me, and you're walking. The Moldavite leads the energy. All right, so we're going to take 15 seconds to ground into what we want. And if there is, I may have another line on another piece of Moldavite, and that would be for Suzette. If she put it up yesterday, if she wants it. But I may have another line on a $20 piece of Moldavite. And Millie's, yours is going out in the mail, most likely tomorrow, not today. But either way, I'm going to pack it up at work, though, and get it all set to go. All right, so let's take 15 seconds. You've been with us. You know what you guys want. You know what you're manifesting. If you're new, just pause the video. What do you want to see in your universe? It's real simple. And if you follow us for the next 30 days, maybe it'll show up. It's your job to do this over the weekend. It'll take you a whole minute, less than a minute to do it between the 2 days. So you can do it in the bathroom while you're showering, what have you. All you have to do is just think about and feel what you want. Visualize it and feel it. So let's go ahead and do so however you choose. Visualize it, feel it, whatever we're looking for in our universe. We're going to do some quick cord cutting after that, and then see where we go. All right, so from our end here, take a deep breath. If you're driving, please do not take a deep breath. Energetics when you're driving, favor, please. All right, take a deep breath. Do not close your eyes if you're driving. That should make sense there, but be surprised. Deep breath and exhale. All right. So take 15 seconds to ground into whatever you are manifesting. And it'll be interesting to see when we cross the Rubicon there on November 11th, if and what what may happen there, or what has or starting to happen for you now. All right. So take 15 seconds beginning now, and we're going to manifest what we want. If you're watching this in a rewind or the replay and you need to bring something into your frame to manifest, then just pause the video. All right. So we're manifesting, we're seeing the purple Toyota Tundra, we're driving it. We're seeing the house that we might move into or the situation we're leaving. We're seeing a new job maybe. Or they're talking about taking hundreds out of circulation, so maybe we're seeing a stack of $100 bills. So who knows? But that's all it takes. We've manifested. And really, that's all it takes. Now, the big trick is to not, if you want to rethink about it, you are welcome to think about having it again, the emotion of feeling it, what have you. The trick is, do not take the energetics back. Do not give it negativity, and do not say you are not worthy. Do not say that, because if you say you are not worthy, then you just wipe it right off the table. And that's what most of us do, is we play energetic games with ourselves by taking it, giving it to the universe and taking it back, and then giving it back to the universe, then taking it back. And if you dervish that, the universe doesn't know what to do. It eventually stops until you have to frame yourself up. It stops any manifestation. It just freezes. Because then at that point, it's like whatever's going on energetically, we stop. Figure yourself out. When you stop dervishing, then the manifestation can be brought back up in the frame or demolished if that's what you're looking to do at that point, if you're still dervishing through. But all right, we're going to cut some cords as well. And with the weekend coming up and whatnot, we're going to cut any feeling of lack. That way, if there's something you want to do this weekend, you're not going to feel lack in doing so. And we're also going to cut the feeling of guilt. We spend a lot of money or time in guilt. And then whenever we spend money, circulate. Remember, we're not spending it. But whenever we circulate our money, there's a lot of guilt that can be involved. And that leads to lack. And the two are very, very mixed together, though. So we're going to get rid of those. We're going to cut those cords. Anything that we feel in lack of in our universe, we're going to give those energetics away. Anytime we feel guilty about what we like spending money or what have you, if that's the case, we're going to cut those energetics away as well, so that we can bring in more abundance. Right? If we're spending our money, but we're spending it in guilt or fear or shame or what have you, or I shouldn't, but maybe I really want, but then we're not going to get what we're not. The universe sees our relationship with money, and it's not going to give us more per se, or at least an abundant amount, right? Because we're already feeling guilty or shameful about spending it. Maybe it's you go in and you just want to add something to the grocery list that you normally don't get, but because it's not on the list, you're going to feel guilty or shameful, or so you don't buy it, right? But then you're coming out. That's a state of lack at that point. So you're telling the universe, keep me in lack because I'm not going to buy this. It goes back to the choice of the T-bone steak or the sirloin from way back in the early channelings. So we're going to go ahead and cut those cords. So when we're in a situation where we feel as if though we're going to want something, we don't have to come from a situation of lack. Even if we want the T-bone steak, if we only have the sirloin money, we still get, or we think we only have the sirloin money, but we have it. We still get the T-bone steak. It's about trusting into your universe and trusting that if you want something, you go for it and you get it. You don't sit around in lack or worry or fear about it. You go and get what you not chase, but you go step into what you're looking for. If you're living from lack or I don't have enough or unabundance, there we go, then you're only going to create more unabundance. You have to create the energetics you want. Even if they're not there, you have to step into the frame of those energetics in order for them to come into your field. You don't need anything. You are complete. It would be helpful or beneficial for me. There you go. Well, you need things. I mean, we're talking about like if you're at the grocery store, you need food, right? So you're making energetic choices. Are you going to choose a piece, if you're eating fish, are you going to choose a piece of chemically laced tilapia, which is not good for you? Or are you going to choose the Atlantic salmon, which is way better for you, the fresher fish, right? So it may cost more, but again, if you're choosing the cheap farm-raised tilapia, then you're eating all those chemicals because you're feeling cheap within yourself or coming from a state of lack, then that's a whole, right, that's what we're getting at. But absolutely, Chris, you don't, there's no need. Exactly, you're spot on. I did cord cutting with John today, Josh, in his free daily meditation was so helpful for cutting some cords I've been holding on to do with my kids. Yes, cord cutting is absolutely essential. We leave so much energetics out there that if we don't recall our energetics or cut ties with those heavier energetics, then we're just dragging them around. And since we're in a feeling universe, you can't see it, but when we're cutting those cords, we're really cutting light energetics, light. If you were pulling out a cord, it would be like light pulling out a string of light from your body. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath again. If you're driving, please just do not close your eyes, whatever you. All right, just you'd be surprised, right? He told me to close my eyes, and I was not me personally, but there's videos out there where meditation. He told me to close my eyes, and you see in the chat, and then I crashed the car. So yeah, it's like wait a minute, but nonetheless, take a deep breath in, if you would please, and then a deep breath out. One more in and out. All right, so we're cutting cords today on lack. So anytime that you've gone to the store and bought the cheaper multi-meal cereal versus the General Mills cereal, or anytime you bought the sirloin steak versus the T-bone steak. When you see yourself as less and purchase less or buy less or treat yourself as less, do less for you because you're coming from a state of lack. We're going to cut those cords today. We're going to pull them out and we are going to cut and remove any state of lack or unworthiness to have. So if you're not feeling worthy about it, I'm not worthy, I'm poor, whatever it is, we're going to cut those cords. You'll know what that is for you. And if you're watching this in the rewind or the replay there, it's real simple. Cutting edge energetics, it's real simple. When we're cutting cords, all you have to do is see the situation where you see lack in your universe or where you feel lack. You don't, where you think you're seeing lack. You're not really in lack. You are the ultimate abundance because you are source. So you are the energetic of all. You just have to see that within your frame. So we're going to remove the fact that we're seeing ourselves as the small universe so that we can step into our larger universe. So in order to cut a cord, all you have to do is see it, say it, and remove it. You can say, I'm removing lack from my universe. I'm done being broke, whatever it is. You know, I'm done having a lack of money. I'm done seeing myself in a small situation or in a small universe. Cut the cord, throw it away. You can put it on a chalkboard, erase it. You can write it down. I'm no longer wanting to be in lack. Ball it up, throw it away, throw it in a fire. What have you? It's up to you, but the idea is to see it and then somehow erase it. Whatever, however you want to do that. So we're going to take a minute to cut lack and worthlessness. If you see yourself as not worthy of eating the sirloin because you feel you're in lack, so you have to eat, or the T-bone, so you feel you're in lack and have to eat the sirloin steak, you don't have to eat the sirloin steak in your universe. But if you feel that you do, then yeah, then we're going to cut those energetics as well. Awesome, Bunny. I just bought my coffee and croissant. It was, all right, $6.66. Love, that's the number of love. And I said, ooh, lucky number. She probably thought I'm nuts or demonic. No, 666. Yeah, you got it. 666. The opposite. The dark always try to co-opt the light, so they took 666 as the number of darkness, when it's the angelic number of love. That's beautiful. More love in your universe, Bonnie. How awesome. All right, so let's go ahead after that awesomeness from Bonnie's wonderful croissant purchase there, which is making me hungry. Let's go ahead. I'm probably going to get a bagel before I go to work now. Let's go ahead and pause for a moment and cut some cord, or cut the energetics there from lack and from worthlessness. So, all right, so we're going to take a deep breath in again. And Bunny, enjoy your croissant and sip your coffee. And take a deep breath. All right, so about a minute here, we're going to cut cords. This is on your own there. If you're driving, you can just say it out loud as well. I removed cutting the cords of energetics of lack from my universe. You can state when you felt lack, whatever works for you. But try these. You know, if you're doing these with us, this is how these things work. You really will feel lighter in the long run. We're removing all these energetics from our light, dark trauma body and creating the light body. And what we're working on. One day, one cord cut at a time, we're bringing in the light body more and more. All right, so enjoy your awesome dawning there, Bonnie. I'm blessed. All right, so let's go ahead and cut some cords. If you see me moving my hand, I'm wiping it off the chalkboard. So you can imagine writing onto the chalkboard, I am lack, where I went to the grocery store the other day and didn't have just enough funds, right? It happens. All right, grateful. Seeing myself more abundant as well. I'm cutting the lack. You're cutting lack and worthlessness out of your universe. We'll throw away the cord. We're bringing more abundance. All right. You can continue to cut cords as you see it. Now, also keep in mind over the weekend, the 15-second project, if you get a chance to, when you're in the shower or whatever, just in the bath, it's just 15 seconds. Remember to do so. Will not kill the energetics. The only thing that kills it is you being in lack, right? That's what kills the energetics of what you're manifesting. But certainly adding to it over the weekend keeps the energy in flow, but then we'll bring it back on Monday either way. And of course, while you're out and about over the weekend, if you run into any energetic issues, somebody cuts you off at the grocery store or a skateboarder jumps in front of your car, You can immediately cut the energetics. Who cut me in front? Person who cut me off in front of the grocery store, right? And just wipe them away. No need to take that energy home. You can just wipe it right away, right off the table, so to speak. But cord cutting works immediately. So exactly. So you find Fran at the water cooler there, right? Dissing on her children. You want to take the energy home, just Fran. I erase those energies from my field. You're not erasing Fran. You're just erasing the heavy energetics that are sitting in your field, the karmic energetics. And we'll get into what karmic means as well. Yeah. So we're going to work with, I'm going to bring in Saint Germain. We've got rose quartz for Healing Friday, right? So we're going to use the rose quartz and work with some energetics. We'll bring in Saint Germain as well here. Thank you for that cord cutting. You are welcome, Margaret. You are welcome. Now, these are things that you can do on your own. If you get frustrated, if you have issues or things going on in your universe, you have to deal with family members, what have you. When you got to leave, you don't have to carry the energetics with you. If you have to go somewhere and see, like, my Uncle Bob, we'll just make this up, right? Uncle Bob, and Uncle Bob's a pain in the butt. You have to go see Uncle Bob, and his energetics are rather karmic, right? Maybe he makes fun of you, whatever it is, he's still in his lower chakras, and you don't want to deal with it, but you have to. When you leave Uncle Bob, of course, you could always put up your force field. Do not forget, Isis has given you a force field, a pyramid of protection that you personally can use by just invoking it from Isis. Forget also, you get the gas. There we go. The gas dial, I can feel it as I turn it. The gas dial to your violet flame. So don't forget those things. But if when you're dealing with Uncle Bob there, and the energetics, you can cut that. Like, I'm getting out of here. All right, I cut the cord from Uncle Bob and leave his energetics behind and have a clear day. Clear me from Uncle Bob and wipe him off the chalkboard, so to speak. You have to write him on the chalkboard, but then erase him or just pull him away. You don't have to wait till Monday. You can do that anytime, anywhere. You can say it to yourself even. If you're in a situation where doing something like this, symbolically, although you can't see it, you might actually be pulling an energetic cord out. We're in the feeling universe. You'll feel it more than you'll see it. Where you can't do that, all you got to do is really, it's in here anyway. So there you go. But yeah, don't carry those things with you over the weekend. You're empowered to do that yourself here at any time. Of course, so the Shungite here, eating the RF from the phone. So yeah, if you haven't seen that video on the community page with Gary Fong, the greatest explanation ever as to why you should be grounding. You shouldn't, but why grounding is good for you. There we go. And he proves that each of your chakra points are electrical. We knew that kind of already, but he actually puts the multimeter to the chakras and watches them. You put it to your arm and you get nothing, but when he finds the chakra point, the multimeter starts to go alive. So it's quite an interesting deal to watch. So I do definitely recommend that. It's not the longest video or anything. It's on the community page. And of course, Chris is still doing his Archangel Gabriel cards, which I caught this dawning, which awesome stuff. And so yeah, check that out as well. But let's work with, this is rose quartz. Rose quartz, everyone who works with crystals, it's recommended to have a piece of rose quartz. Rose quartz is theoretically the crystal or of the quartz of love. It is pink, but it cannot be pink. As you can see, there's lots of occlusions of white within it. The longer, if you have rose quartz and you put it in direct sunlight, it would have to be direct. It will whiten out. It doesn't change the energetics of the physical rose quartz. But if you go to present it as rose quartz, it may not look as rosy and it won't show up as rosy. So in that aspect, the energetics of it, for yourself, it'll be fine. But if you're using it on somebody else, they may not feel it as well because part of it is, the presentation of the crystal, right? So if it's not pink, then it may not be right, exactly. But it still holds the same energetics. But yeah, so keep this out of direct sunlight. You don't also want to put rose quartz in water for too long as well, if there's any cracks or salt water. But best bet is to put it in moonlight, right? So if you have rose quartz, full moon overnight, set it out and recharge. Or if you just have Palo Santo, or as I do at the store when we didn't have any lighters, but we have Palo Santo. I would invoke Archangel Michael into the crystal to clear, or Raphael, to clear the crystal, which you can do as well. You can do an invocation to the stone and clear it that way as well. You can also energetically put it under the pyramid from Isis and fire it up, but you have to talk to Isis on that one. Or you can also wash it in the violet flame. There's lots of different ways to cleanse it, but we're going to work with the rose quartz. Rose quartz works in healing, specifically the heart chakra. It'll work with love and where you feel broken within that. Works with energetics to love yourself, and it also works with physical healing as well. So if there's something that's going on within you where you are dis-ease, per se, it'll help to bring ease to where you are in dis, per se. It'll never heal. People come into the store all the time and go, which crystal will heal X, Y, or Z? None. But this will just, if you're in the energetics of wanting to heal, this will work. If you have love in your frame, then this will amplify that. But if you have hate and you carry this, it may make you feel even sick, right? So keep that in mind as well. Rose quartz is kind of weird like that. I cleanse it with my amethyst. They're always together. Yes, rose quartz and amethyst. If you make like a rose quartz and amethyst bracelet, it would be amazing, right? Or selenite works well with amethyst too. But yeah, that's a really good one, Grace. There, you can put the two together. The energetics work really well together, incredibly well. Rose quartz and amethyst are kind of in that same vibrational state. Amethyst is going to be more balanced. Rose quartz is going to be more healing than the amethyst in certain ways, but they're both very balancing. Yes. Beautiful. All right, so let's work with the rose quartz. We'll bring in Saint Germain as well and see what we've got here. It's 11:11, so there we go. All right, or 9:11 on my end here. We're not going to get too much longer this dawning, but grateful as always that we've made it through another week. And I don't know how this works here because if you look at the table here, right, there's nothing on the table. So I don't know how it manages to keep happening here that we keep doing this every single day, and I have nothing here. So what it's all about, the universe and all of this. Anna, good dawning. Yes, careful with rose quartz, a stone for unconditional love. It will work towards others out. It will work out towards others if you don't program it to work towards yourself. That's where we can get caught in people-pleasing mode. I like that, Anna. So if you didn't hear that, it says, be careful. Rose quartz is good for unconditional love. It'll work towards others, but you need to program this for yourself. It's like wearing to receive on your left or to give on your right. This is a really good point, Anna. I'm actually going to pause this for a minute because you make a really... That's perfect. Thank you. I had this. This is rose quartz, right? This bracelet on my right arm. What that meant, because left hand is to receive, right? And this is to block, what have you, or balance. This is this is the amethyst one, can be on both. And then this is moonstone and onyx. If you wear onyx on your receiving hand, then it means you're receiving spirit balance with your universe instead of blocking. This one blocks over here, and then this helps to balance. The green moonstone helps to balance your emotion, so you can receive calm and peaceful emotion instead of over here blocking. But nonetheless, if you're wearing rose quartz, and this is a good point, Anna, to what you were saying about programming your rose quartz for others or yourself. I've been wearing this rose quartz bracelet that I bought some back June, July at the store on this hand. So if you're wearing rose quartz on your left hand, it means that you're wanting to receive love, right? You're in the state of receiving, so you can receive love. If you're wearing it over here, and blindly inspired, good dawning. And we're going to have her on next week. We're going to set it all up. So we're going to have Chris on next week as well to talk feng shui. But so if you're wearing a rose quartz bracelet on the left hand, then you're asking the universe to receive love. Like I'm asking to receive calm emotion and to receive balance with my spiritual, with the onyx. If I put it over here, I was giving love. And I kept giving, but I was not receiving any love. Right? So I kept giving, but not receiving. I mean, I'm receiving from you guys, but in my physical universe, I wasn't receiving. Switched it over here, and everything starts becoming more abundant. more flow in on my universe. Over here, it seemed like everybody just kept things just wanting to take, right? Everyone physically in my universe was all taking, but there was no receiving love. So it was just taking. So you have to find a balance. Keep that in mind. That's really good. You're not programming this, and this is programmed for myself to love I programmed it in my heart chakra. If you're not programming your crystal for yourself and you're using it energetically, then yes, that's really good, Anna. And again, also keep in mind, again, if you're wearing bracelets, what is your intention? Do you want to receive? So we put it on the left. Or do we want to give? We put it on the right. Certain things, though, it also kind of gets weird because you're dominant hand, male and female as well. Like with the red bracelet, male would be the right hand, female being the left. Again, to receive from the left hand, female, right? To give being the male, the right hand. So there's a lot more to these energetics, but that was really good, Anna. And yeah, no, when you get a new crystal there, it's about putting the intention into it, that this brings more. This amplifies the unconditional love that I am within my universe. And it amplifies it within me and within my frame in my home. But you have to have those intentions with that. That was a really good comment. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in Saint Germain, and we're going to go ahead and work energetically with the rose quartz here. And keep your rose quartz. This is already starting to fade because I get the sun from the patio. So keep your rose quartz somewhere and your amethyst where it will not be pummeled by the sunlight. As the beams come in, it eats away the coloring. You can put if you put an amethyst in the sun, it'll fade and it'll look clear-ish. It still has its energetics, but it's not holding the purple hue. It's not, and it'll actually develop black spots as well. From the sun, it'll get blackened spots within it that don't go away. So if you want to charge amethyst, it's crazy. You have to put it in the sun, but I only do it for like 2 or 3 hours. That's 3 hours is what they say. All right, so let's work with the rose quartz here. All right, Saint Germain, we are here, and welcome. It's Friday. We are grateful that you are here on this Friday. We are going to work with the rose quartz, and of course, it's Friday, so do not fry your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Remember, do not fry your brain. And if it is Friday, clean. Do not fry the Oreo cookies either. You do not want the stamp. If you want an Oreo cookie, go buy the Hydrox brand cookie, right? The Hydrox is the same thing, but they use better ingredients as well. But you are also not going to eat what they stamp on top of the Oreo cookie, right? You don't want that. So we are going to work with the rose quartz. The rose quartz is the most beautiful of quartz. For Saint Germain is the loving quartz. It's alchemized to show you love and to bring love into your universe. Saint Germain will always recommend that you carry a small piece of tumble rose quartz in your pocket throughout the day in your universe to promote love and to help ground you into more love in your universe. But any stone that you are using in your universe will only amplify your energetics. They will not replace and cannot fix your energetics, only doing the work, the trauma work, right? Sitting down and allowing your emotions to flow through the trauma body is how you really do the work. This will just enhance what you are doing. So if you are working to love yourself more, this will bring in more love into yourself, into your universe. But you have to be working to love yourself first. You cannot say, I want to love myself, so I will buy the rose quartz and I will plug and play the love from the rose quartz into me and I will be loved. That does not work. You cannot bypass. That would be spiritual bypassing, right? Josh will stand in the store and people will come in and go, how do I fix this? And which stone will fix it? And he will go, none. Going to a therapist, sitting down at midnight and doing the work, writing it out, journaling will fix it. Most people don't want to hear that. People will stomp away angry or frustrated. Those who are really in understanding, though, will be like, you are right. You are really right. So, and then they get it. But people who try to spiritual bypass does not work in your universe. You cannot grab any specific stone and go, which one, we've said this before, which stone will fix me? It's about you fixing yourself and allowing the emotions that you have trapped in your frame, in your body, to be released and realize you are not the emotions or situations that you have lived through. That is what clears it. So let's work with the Rose cards, you have been waiting patiently, so we are going to energetics with Saint Germain. So here we go. On your Friday, do not fry your Oreo cookies, Helene. All right. We are moving your energetics, right? So use your third eye. So we're going to send energy to your third eye. So when you're sitting there, you may feel this into your third eye. We're tapping at it. So to wake up. If you want to wake up your third eye, just get a water filter, like a one that does not use, it's one that will take away your fluoride, right? So if you want a fluoride-free water, there you go. Get a filter, like a zero water. It will get rid of your fluoride. That will open up your third eye, right? They are calcified, right? Pineal gland, right? We are going to clean your energetics. Pushing love. We are also sending, we're going to send love. So maybe you feel this. There we go. We're going to your throat chakra, right? Right here. So we're going to work on your throat chakra as well with Saint Germain. Tapping into your throat chakra. And do not forget as well, when we have blindly inspired, and we're going to talk about your portals, right? Your universe, your house. Stepping from your outside universe into your home. It's a portal. It is an energetic exchange, right? You are exchanging energy. You are stepping out of the greater source field into your universe, into your portal, where you live, right? Your energetic field. So we are going to discuss that with Blindly Inspired, and she's a feng shui master. So we're going to get the information on how to set up your home. And all right, so we are working with the smoothing out your energetics, hoping you can feel the love from the rose cards. And if you do not have rose cards and you need a piece of rose cards, we definitely recommend you find one somewhere. You can email Mr. Floyd, Joshua. Mr. Floyd, channelings with an S at Gmail. We will send you some rose cards. And if you are in the chat, Susat, there's a possibility of another piece of the moldavite that Josh has. So we are going to see if we can get that for you. $20. Wow. So where in your universe are you seeing where you can bring in more love into your frame? Are you being loving to yourself? Are you? We're going to ask you the most important question. Are you telling yourself you are not loved when there's love in your universe? Saint Germain has this as a sincere question here, because a lot of you will sit in your universe, right? And say, I am not loved. I do not have love in my universe. There are people who do not love me. But if you look into your life, do you have a friend who calls you? That is love. Do you have a boss that checks up on you at work? That might be a form and is not yelling at you about your TPS reports, right? That might be a form of love, right? Do your parents still call you, even though you are not living there, of course, but do your parents still call you on a regular basis? That is a form of love. We are not seeing into our universes if we do not have somebody physically attached with us. We are not seeing where the love is in our universe. Are you seeing where the love is within yourself to yourself as well? And are you doing that for yourself? If you are looking for love in your universe, you know where it has to start is with yourself. If you are not doing loving things for you, how are you going to expect others to do loving things for yourself? If you are not seeing the love within you, how are you expecting others to see you as love? And if you are not treating yourself with love and compassion, why are you expecting others to treat you with love and compassion? Saint Germain has that question because you are all conflating in your universe. You do not have love for yourself, but you're expecting others outside of yourself to give you that love that you cannot generate within yourself. Do keep all of that in mind. Do you have do you have a beautiful group of online soul family? What kind of vinegar? You are talking about vinegar. Vinegar, good stuff. You drink apple cider vinegar and you're done. Good for your body, your digestion, right? But nonetheless, we are talking about loving yourself, although that would be a loving act. If you are having digestive issues and you decide to do something like that on a daily basis, it would be loving for your body. But nonetheless, are you seeing the love in your universe? Can you slow down to do so? That's what we are asking here. And can you, if you cannot do so in your universe, how are you expecting others to love you? The love you have for yourself is mirrored in your relationships, in your other people in your universe. So keep all that in mind. We're not going to go too much more. Josh has to get to work. But nonetheless, in your universe, can you allow more love in? Somebody wants to do something loving. Can you say, okay, instead of stepping into your trauma and go, I am not worthy, I am not going to do that, or I cannot allow that, or whatever it is that you are thinking in your universe. Can you step past that? That's what we are asking. We love you. We are Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. Mostly just Saint Germain these days. And we have channeled. Can you relax to yourself this weekend, right? When you take 15 seconds, of course, and do your project. And of course, cut the cards or turn the violet flame if you are needing to in your universe. And we'll go over next week the uses of the violet flame that's been asked before, and we'll add that in next week as well. Where you can use the violet flame for things like cleansing your crystal, right? Invoke the violet flame. Cleanse the crystal with the violet flame. You could do that too. But nonetheless, and of course, do not forget, Tuesday night, we will have Tuesday Night Live with Lara B. She's going to do the cards again. We will have Viviani on the 22nd, and we're also going to have Blindly Inspired on to do Feng Shui. She's a Feng Shui master. And so Feng Shui, we may even get Kuan Yin to come in when we are discussing the Feng Shui, right? Because Feng Shui is coming from, there we go. Nonetheless, we love you. We know you love yourself, and we are grateful that you are here. Can you continue that love for yourself and not conflate it in your universe? Can you allow for the love to come in to yourselves, to receive love in your universe? And can you, we're going to smooth you out with the rose cards one more time. Can you, in your universe, see the love for yourself? And remember, you are not in lack. We have cut the cards of lack, right? So you are not in lack. Go buy yourself not the sirloin steak, but the T-bone steak. When you make those decisions to upsell to yourself, you're telling your universe you are worthy. I have it and I trust. When you say I am not worthy and downsell, you go by the K-pop versus the Coca-Cola. We don't hope you don't buy either, but if you're buying the generic version of Coca-Cola at the grocery store versus the regular Coca-Cola because it's $1 less. You do that in your universe. You are telling your universe you are dollar poor. Do keep that in mind. Yes, you may be dealing with a finite amount of money at that moment and you buy the less that's up to you. But if you trust your universe, you do what you do. So keep that in mind. We love you. Releasing transmission. There we go. All right. It feels weird. It's like a wave of energy leaves me now. But we're going to finish off with the rose quartz here and end it for this week. And there may be a little bit of structural change next week, but for the better. And always looking to improve and new and improved good dawning, right? All right, guys. We're going to use this end real quick as well. We're going to smooth out the entire phone screen, the entire screen. That one I felt. All right, guys. I love you. I'm grateful that anybody would want to watch me and that you guys are here. Better if you get a Coke, get the one in the glass bottle from Mexico, without question. High fructose corn syrup is all right. We'll go state this, and we won't go too far here. But certain things are done with purpose, and the high fructose corn syrup. There are ingredients in your food that have purpose other than purpose, right? You got to sweeten it, so to speak. But there's other purposes involved in some of your ingredients. Red 40, high fructose corn syrup. Used to be brominated vegetable oil, but they finally, I don't know what Mountain Dew's going to do, but they finally got rid of the brominated vegetable oil, which is, you just drank that straight up. I'll be seeing you on the other side of the, yeah, exactly. And plus, some of these things are only illegally allowed in the United States. Red 40, for example, in the United States and Canada, only places you can get red 40, if I'm correct. Caramel color, if they can get rid of caramel color, that's toxic as I'll get out too. But we don't need to go into any of that. But yes, you're spot on there, Millie, for sure. The Mexican Coke, it still has a caramel color, but it's a more natural caramel color, and it's made with real cane sugar, yes, which is found as, yes, it's not good for the body, but it's not half as bad as they actually thought it was, and it's not really that, yeah, comparatively, it's not going to. Oof. There's an inflammation. We can go into that at some point, but they enjoy. That's why we want to ground, right? Because all those processed foods cause inflammation of the body, and in order to deflate the inflammation in your body, to deflammate, you ground your body, right? Is that a word, to deflammate? But you put your feet on the ground, and it kind of $5 usually when I go to, and this is the truth, when I go to ground, within 5 minutes I burp. And there's a series of them because my body's releasing those energetics, all the pent up energy, the pent up gas, what have you, electrical charges and whatnot. So grounding, gratitude is the new attitude. I'm grateful for all of you guys. This blows my mind. No, it's 9:31. It's gonna blow me out. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get to work, guys. I love you guys. Stay awesome. I'm going to go shoot ISIS real quick, or I'll take the deck with me and film it at work, which is quite possible. But either way, we'll get ISIS up. I love you. Have a fantastic weekend. Make it an intentional weekend. When you wake up tomorrow in the dawning, create some, and hopefully you're doing this daily. We're going to start talking about daily practices as well. But create an intention for your day. Make it awesome. What do you want to see for your weekend? Make it awesome. Don't forget your 15-second project. And if somebody cuts you off at the grocery store, don't take them home with you. Just leave the energetics there. Do the cord cutting right there. You can cord cut anywhere at any time. Especially if you end up at a family function, you can just go in the bathroom and cut the cord right away if you want. You don't have to deal with everybody's favorite aunt, right? You can just go to the bathroom and say, "Oh, there she is. I'm cutting the cord from my favorite aunt," right? Chunk, and then go out with a smile. Don't forget Chris daily with the Archangel Gabriel card as well on Chris the Volunteer. We'll have Laura B. Tuesday Night Live is What's Up with Laura B. And I got to get an email up, but it looks like maybe Wednesday night. I'm not exactly sure. I'll see what Adam's doing too. We will have Blindly Inspired on. It'll be late for her, Chris, but we'll have her on to talk about feng shui. So another busy week on the channel. Thank you guys for being here, part of all this. I love you. Stay awesome, and much love. I'll see you all in the next. And Helene, no Oreos. Much love.